Hey guys, what's up? Another video here. So today I thought I'd do something a bit different, and that was do what I said I was going to do before when I unboxed this from Japan. I've got a video of unboxing that from by Japan, this is a Nismo side mount intercooler air duct. It's a pretty rare item. They only made so many of them. Not so many of them, sorry. And pretty much I paid the equivalent of about 25 Australian dollars from Japan. Obviously it is used. It was used on a 34 over there. It's not in the best condition. As you can see, there's a bit of a gouge there. But as I said in the previous video, I was going to restore it back to its former glory. So we're going to do that today. I've got a few things here, common things that pretty much everyone has around their house. If not, you can find them readily available from any auto parts store. I've got some body filler here, which I'll use to obviously take that out. Some sandpaper, obviously to sand it down once I've done the filler. Wax and grease remover for when we're finished prepping it. And to spray it down, I was going to go for a matte color, satin black color, but I came across this, which is better. It's made for truck bed linings. And basically it's low odor, it's durable rubberized finish, and basically it won't chip or flake or peel or anything like that. Is it going to be as pretty as doing something in acrylic or 2-pack paint? No, obviously not, but it is going to protect it and extend the life of the item, which is what I want. I want to make sure that it's not going to degrade any further than what it has. So the plan today is to obviously fix it up as best we can, and then pretty much put it on the car once we get the Nismo front bumper prepped and sprayed, and go from there. Stay tuned. Alright, let's get started, guys. So generally what they say is a golf ball of filler to a pea of the hardener. And the hardener obviously goes in there, it's the catalyst for it, so it goes in there and makes it hard. Don't have very long to work with this stuff. The key is not to put too much. You want to layer it on there, kind of like a cake. So basically you want to do as little as possible, so when it comes time to sand, you're not spending ages and ages sanding. The best thing to do is obviously to lay it on there like a cake, which is what a lot of people recommend. A lot of people say that's what you need to do. Let's get the hardener here. So I haven't really put a golf ball of hardener there. I've put more of maybe half a golf ball. So just a little bit of filler. Too much filler and it will go off quicker than normal. Not enough filler and it won't go hard. So you want to make sure you get your ratios right. I mean, there is some tolerance within there. So what you want to go for is you want to get a nice uniformed color. I don't do much bodywork, if I'm honest. So if you are looking for obviously tips and tricks on bodywork, YouTube's full of videos on that stuff, and those guys are a lot more better than I am at obviously making this kind of stuff happen. So I suggest go and watch one of those videos if you want to know how to use filler properly. I've got this little stick here, just because the area I've got isn't that big. So I want to make sure that I don't, it's only a little area, so I want to make sure I don't go too much into the area. So what I've done here is obviously I've just put it on there, and we're just going to layer it on there like that. Again, I don't want to get too much filler because I don't want to spend forever sanding, but just make sure it's got a layer over the top. Anywhere else that you can see that might need some, apply it there too. There's a few bits and pieces here, and pretty much what you're doing here is just filling in all the little cracks, so when you spray it, it's going to have that nice uniformed look. I mean, the whole reason why I went for the truck bed lining is because I wanted it to retain the same look it's got now, basically. I don't want it to look like it's all smooth and polished, because this thing came out of the Omori factory like this, over in Japan, and that's the way I want to keep it. But obviously I want to make sure that I get a lot of years out of it, because I don't intend to ever sell my car. So yeah, that's basically it for that one there. Next thing is we've got to wait for it to dry. Once that dries, we'll sand it down and then start prepping it to spray. Alright guys, so the filler's dried. I've got a little pad here on a drill attachment or impact gun attachment. 80 grit, and I'm just going to sand all this down and also take the sticker off here because I've got a nice replacement just here which will go like that. So bear with me and we'll get this sanded down. Alright, that's all done, guys. I thought I'd fast forward through the sanding part. I mean, let's be honest, you all know how to sand, and if you don't, again, there's heaps of YouTube videos on how to do that kind of stuff. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for what I need it for. As I said, this isn't meant to be pretty, it's just meant to do the job. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over it with some wax and grease remover, and just make sure we get all of the bits and pieces that need to come off. Again, as I said, I'm no professional with painting and bodywork and stuff like that, but I know enough to know that I need to put wax and grease remover on it to get rid of any oil and dirt and any imperfections that that this has on it. There's also a lot of sanding on there as well too, so just want to make sure we get rid of all that. So yeah, bear with me. And you just want to make sure you go over the whole unit. This stuff will evaporate, so it's not like there's such a thing as using too much. I mean, if you use a lot, you may need to let it sit for a while everything evaporates. But yeah, I mean, it's better to use more than less, if that makes sense. As I said, this isn't, because we're not painting it in I guess a proper automotive paint like an acrylic or 2-pack or anything like that. Imperfections don't really matter to me anyway, because the kind of paint we've got today has got a kind of textured effect to it. So it's not really going to make a difference for my use anyway, but you guys that want to maybe restore some parts and things like that, you might want to do something else different. We're just going to let that sit there for a little while now and basically come back to it. You can probably see I added more filler along here, just to basically even it out, which was a little crack that was going down here. This part's come up not too bad. Probably could have used a bit more filler here, but hey, it'll do the job for now. Also with that, I forgot to mention earlier, whenever you're doing sanding, painting or anything like that, make sure you use protective eyewear and a respirator or a dust mask. You don't want to be breathing in any of this stuff. This stuff's extremely toxic to you, and if you keep breathing it in, obviously it's going to have some health effects on you as well too. So yeah, basically we'll let that dry for a minute and come back and we'll lay the first coat of paint on it. I'm not going to do undercoating or anything like that. I mean, I do have etch primer here, which will be good to use, but to be honest with you, as I said, this is going to be a working part in the car. It's not meant to be immaculate and pretty. It's just meant to look better than what it did, and obviously be able to last longer than what it did on previous cars. As I said, if I ever do get rid of my R34, which I doubt I will, I would like to be able to take this off and potentially sell it at a decent price, as opposed to selling it like this and not getting very much for it. But yeah, as I said, let it dry up. I mean, there's a few spots here and there that need to dry up a bit more. I mean, I'm going to go over around the corners again with another coat of the wax and grease remover, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, we're going to paint now. Normally I have a cover down, but I'm going to be repainting my bench top soon, so I don't really see a need for it. Pretty much it says to do 3 to 4 light coats, allowing 20 minutes to dry in between each coat. I'm not going to make you sit here for 20 minutes per coat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first coat, and then I'll come back to you with, obviously after I've done the second and third and fourth coat, and show you what the finished product looks like. So yeah, stay tuned. Sorry guys, I made a bit of a blunder there. I didn't actually get a chance to record me doing the first coat, but you can see I've done the first coat now. It's, well look, it's a bit patchy, but as you can see it's got that textured effect to it, so again it's not really gonna bother me as much as to how this looks. It's a functional part of the car, so it's not really meant to be spectacularly good looking. But yeah, I'll do the second coat now so you can see. This stuff comes out a bit, it comes out very quickly, if that makes sense. It doesn't have like a fine spray pattern like you do get on your other stuff. So it's, you need to be a bit careful, if that makes sense. So yeah. And that's pretty much it. What I'll do now is I'll wait until I do the next couple of coats, and I'll show you the finished product. But as you can see, it's kind of got that textured effect to it, so it's not going to be too far from what it originally looked like with the standard fiberglass look that it had. But yeah, I'll come back to it in a minute. Alright guys, so it's all done. I've let it dry overnight. It's the next morning now, and I've just put the sticker on there. So you can see it's not too bad. It does the job, looks good. It looks 10 times better than when we first started, obviously, and it's going to last a hell of a lot longer too. As I said guys, I'm not the most handiest of people with obviously bodywork and things like that and painting, but I think for pretty much a first attempt, it's come up looking really nice. Honestly, I can't expect it to look any better than that. It looks the part, it'll do the job, and it's going to last for a long time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, I'm no professional, but I'm just doing bits and pieces on my own car and making videos about it. So if you like what I'm doing, let me know. If not, well, I can't help you. But if you guys want me to try anything else on my car, let me know. I will be doing a video shortly refurbishing this front pipe. It's a Trust G-Ready front pipe, and also doing a bit of a exhaust installation, and also a Nismo front strut brace as well. But that's all coming. So thanks for tuning in guys, and stay tuned.